Welcome to episode 135 of Soccer Over Gotham, Winning, but at what cost edition. We have a great show for all of you. Gary, what do we have in this episode?
Hi, Ruby. This is we have a lot to talk about in this episode. I didn't think
Yes.
we were going to, but we have a lot. We have a fun game to talk about. We're going to dig into the tactics on how Gotham was able to exploit a pretty undisciplined Royal side. And then Esther is back as she records another brace and climbs above the Golden Boot race again. And then we have a really nice call up. So Lily is in the national team. We're super excited for her. Her first time in the national team camp for the full team. Amazing. We're going to talk about it. Then we're going to discuss, after the game, we're going to talk about some rule changes that were proposed for the FIFA Club World Cup. And I want to ask Ruby if she would want those to make their way over to the NWSL. Then we'll debate the categories and selections for the mid-season award show. And then we'll preview a very important game for Gotham this Saturday at home against Bay FC. And if Gotham wants to stay above the line, they need a result. They need a win. But first, Ruby, how are you?
I'm doing great. Kind of tired of the rain, honestly. It's been
Mm.
raining nonstop here in Jersey. Feels like we're in Seattle all of a sudden.
Mhm.
But hopefully it doesn't rain this weekend for Gotham's game. We don't want any rain delays or anything. I will be there, my first game of the season. I'm so excited because I've been so busy. I've been trying to make it, but it's been so hard. So I'm so excited to be there. How are you, Gary?
I'm good. I am still mad. I don't, like randomly, like yesterday, I was just sitting there and I'm like, and I just started thinking about that when they took away the goal from the stair, and they're like
Yeah.
the KC defender was diving backwards and had to stretch to reach the ball. Therefore, it's not a deliberate play. On I was like, get out of here. Who remembers that rule except for Chesky? Gosh,
Of
it
course.
just randomly makes me mad. So New York sports, women's sports roundup. The Liberty are 10-1. They're still the best basketball team in New York. There it is. I
Wow.
said it. Brooklyn FC announced their off-season moves as their season ended. There's a lot of cuts, but the players that we wanted to interview are still on the team. So I'm going
Woo.
to circle back around and see if we can get them on the podcast. That's going to be a lot of fun. The Sirens are retooling their roster after a very disappointing season. This is their second disappointing season. So changes need to be made, and their season
Yes.
starts back up in November, so they got a lot of time to get stuff right. Now, fans, just to give you perspective, we have the best supporter club in the sport, which is Cloud9. And every year they do Pride Raiser, and we're part of that every year. We love donating to that. It's an amazing, amazing organization. It does great things. So there have been 8 goals for Gotham so far in their run, so that we have a total pledged of $3,240 per goal so far. Now, all the proceeds go to the Ali Forney Center, which is it protects LGBTQ youths from harm and homelessness and empowers them with the tools to help them live independently. It's an amazing organization. And to date, Cloud9 has raised $36,000 to this charity over since I think 2021. So this is why
That
you join
is
supporter
crazy.
groups. Yeah, they do amazing work and everybody's community focused, and it's an amazing thing. We love them, love the organization, love Pride Raiser. And there's things like 2 days to get in on it. So give it a shot.
Exactly. That's so amazing. I love the work they do and how they help the community, and they're so inclusive to everyone. If anybody hasn't been to a Gotham game or hasn't like joined the supporter group, I would recommend it to do it. It's so much fun.
Yeah, definitely go and join them unless you're wearing another team's jersey.
Yes.
Uh, then I wouldn't recommend it, but it's loud and it's fun. So everybody, following this weekend's game, we're going to do the mid-season award show, which is always fun. We try to get a guest commentator to come in and help us out, which I'm working on that. However, find us on Twitter. We're going to try to do it on Instagram as well. That's your project, Ruby.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah. So join us there for the mid-season awards show voting, and get to the team news. So this is a really impressive call-up. All right, I'm going to stop. Lily Reel got called up to the national team along with Emily Sonnet, and Rose Lavelle is back in the squad. Just your thoughts, Ruby, on more Gotham call ups. Yeah.
I mean, I think this is the first year that we haven't had like seven like players called up to the national team. But
Hmm.
I am so happy for Lily to get this call up. She's so talented. I know I saw something special in her. I called it. I was like, Emma Hayes, you need to take a look at Lily Real. And now she's in the roster and for the call up. So I am so excited and also so happy to see LaBelle back with the women's national team. Now she's back. So I'm excited about that too. And we have Emily Sonnet, which she's a regular now. She's a veteran.
Yeah, I think somebody out there can correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Rose has more appearances for the national team than she has for any of all of her club teams combined. So,
I believe that because I
yeah.
think I seen her play in more national team games than club.
Yeah, so she's been a regular, and it's good to see her back out there for them as well. But for Lily, obviously coming into the off season, picking up Lily Reel, picking up Shapansky, we're going to talk both of them later on a lot. But I knew Lily was going to be amazing because you just saw her portfolio at UCLA, and she's just an incredible athlete, incredibly smart, and she's just a different kind of athlete. And coming onto, I knew she was going to be good. And I said Sarah was going to surprise everybody, but I knew Lily was going to be fantastic. And she has done nothing but impressed. She is in the top 80th percentile or higher in non-penalty goals, progressive carries, successful take-ons, tackles, and aerial duels won. She's leading most rookies and left backs in a lot of categories, and she's just been a killer. 956 minutes played over 12 matches, one goal, one assist. She's created eight chances, nine successful crosses, 22 tackles won, 14 interceptions, 40 recoveries, and one yellow card, and a 7.00 on FOTMOB, which is an excellent for a rookie for as
Yes.
many minutes she's played.
Yeah, we still have more matches to go. Those are some solid numbers for Lily,
Hmm.
and honestly, 956 minutes over 12 matches. That's just consistent present there. She's clearly earned her spot, and even if it's just one goal and one assist, all the other stuff just stands out. Eight chances created, like you said, nine successful crosses. All of that is just impressive. And what really jumps out to me, though, are the defensive stats. Like you said, 22 tackles won, 14 interceptions, 40 recoveries. That's just amazing. And that shows she's locked in that position, and she can read the game really well. I love that. Only one yellow card. That's really good too. Um we know that she didn't really start her season well with that like own goal, but she has recovered and she's made up for that even like pretty much twice now. And yeah, I love that like we're planning to interview her after the July camp. She's definitely uh she has also earned the spotlight and we want to get to know her and know her story. So hopefully we get to know her a little better.
I put in the request, and it seems to be accepted. It looks like it's going to be in like sometime in July, which fine. Nothing else is going on in July, so we're going to do some special shows in July. But I'm looking forward to talking to her. She seems like an amazing person, and she seems to be a lot of fun. I can't wait to talk to her. It's going to be good. Now, Ruby, we got to talk about this game. This game was fun and different,
Yes.
and it's a must win. I mean, it's hard to say it's a must win. It's still, the first half of the season, but for Gotham, it kind of feels like it is. Just because of the poor results in the past couple of games just haven't gone their way. Not that they played overly poorly, but just they need something to get going into the
Yeah.
into the break and get above the line. Right? Utah is 5-1-3 against Gotham all time, which seems crazy because they've always been like bottom of the table, but
Mm-hmm.
Gotham has beat them one time. So Utah is last in the FOTMOB ratings. They are second to last in goals scored and goals conceded. They had one clean sheet for the entire season. They're last in crosses and tops in fouls per match, just over Gotham. The most interesting thing about this lineup going in is the insertion of Bruninia at right wing again. Obviously, Mitch Purse is gone. You have Stevens is out. Gabby is out. need players to fill in that role, and just good to see Brunina back out there. Your thoughts on adding Brunina to the roster?
Telling you, Gary, every time you say if Gotham's not gonna give her minutes, they should let her go to another team where they're gonna actually play her, and then boom, she's starting for Gotham. So you texted me that night, and I was like, "You see, you said something, and then she's starting." I thought that was funny, but hey, I feel like this with this lineup, Gotham is just working with what they have. And there's not much right now. So we have Mitch out, like you said, Stevens out, Gabby out. So that's a lot of players out. So I'm glad that Bernina got the opportunity to come in and show us again why she's at Gotham.
Yeah. Another things to watch is Martin is on the bench again. Lavelle's on the bench. Hasbo, the new player, is on the bench. And Ryan Campbell's on the bench. More on her later. So, Gotham is coming into this game, and Utah is a low pressure team. Teams generally do this when they are not playing very well. They want to defend their goal as much as possible, so they become a
Mm,
low pressure team. A low pressure team just basically sits in, invites pressure, and tries to catch teams on a counter. They try to suffocate the opposing team's attack and launch a counter attack. This works really well when you're a team like Orlando, or you are KC, when you have Showinga, you have Banda who can help you break out, and you can sit 9 players behind the ball and
yeah,
have them to get out of pressure.
yeah,
It doesn't work as well for Utah because they don't have the players to do that.
exactly. I feel like they are waiting on Sentinor to be that player for them.
She kind of is. She's a impressive player.
She is really impressive, but the thing is, again, they cannot like give all that responsibility
Yeah,
to one player.
yeah, she can't do it alone.
Yeah.
You're right. Sometimes this is also called negative soccer, uh, but it's just basically sitting in a low block. You're defending 25, 30 yards of the pitch, putting all your players there, and then trying to hit on the
Mm-hmm.
counter. And we've had to have faced this low block the past couple of games, and Gotham has had a hard time breaking it down. And the reason for it, and I've been complaining about this, is that everything has been too central. You'd have Esther Central, you had Mid Central, you had Jace Central, you had Stevens Central. So it's just this block of players right in the middle of their block, and it's just impossible to break down a team. So what you have to do is you have to pull them apart. And this first goal, Ruby, is exactly like go back and watch it. This is exactly how you break down a low block. Brunini in this game does stuff that's not in the stat sheet. Her
Mm-hmm.
like her font mob was like 5 something, but like she did all the right things to unlock Utah's low block. And in this goal, Ruby in particular, Brunini has been pinning herself to the sideline, really giving the width of the field. She receives the ball. She comes inside, drags 2 defenders with her. She's got the left back and she's got the central defensive midfielder with her. Then Manny Freeman comes into the frame. This brings a third defender into the frame. Then a really smart run from Shapansky. This is a very Rose Lavelle type run. She goes inside out and ends up behind Bruninia and brings another defender in, which brings a whole bunch of space right between the center back and where the play is happening. So there's a whole bunch of open space. She plays it to Manny Freeman, who gives it to Shapansky. And then Bruninia cuts inside and threatens the space behind, which was vacated by the left back. So now the center back has to be aware of that space and takes 1 or 2 steps towards Bruninia, which gives Esther just enough space to just run the channel. And then what can be said about Sarah's service? That ball was on a dime, and Esther just had to just put anything on that, just get any part of her body on that ball, and it was going in the back of the net. Amazing goal.
Yeah, such an amazing goal. And yes, exactly. That's really what stood out to me too, how intentional Gotham was in pulling Utah apart. That first goal was such a great example of how spacing if movement create opportunities. Berninia staying wide was key. She did not get the assist, but she absolutely was a reason that that channel opened up for us there and for Shapansky making that overlapping run. So smart. It was so smart. It was amazing. And yeah, that goal was great.
Her patience, her ability to just draw defenders to her and just be calm and patient and allow
Mm-hmm.
the play to develop was awesome. Again, good on Bernina. I would like to say that I guess, wow.
Was that thunder?
Yeah, it was Thunder.
Oh my God, that was so loud. Yeah.
So the problem with Utah is their communication. So Utah is just not communicating. You saw that directly after
Mm.
this goal, both the center backs were like yelling at each other, like, "Why did
Mm-hmm.
you leave Esther alone in the middle of both of
Yeah.
us?" Gotham just basically pulls them apart, and Jace makes a great run into the midfield, a great turn, and Howell makes a fantastic run through, and Jace plays her through, and Howell doesn't know what to do with herself. She's got her head up and she's looking around like there's got to be someone to pass to. I can't be doing this by myself. There's got to be someone
Yeah.
to pass to. And she's like, all right, if no one's going to tackle me, if no one's going to come and get me, I'm just going to go run right to goal. And she scores her first professional goal. Amazing for her. Was just awesome.
I know. The look in her face was like, am I really like doing this alone?
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, Utah's back line just looks so disconnected. That
Mhm.
second goal really highlighted how like like one miscommunication can break the a defensive shape. And Jay's reading that perfectly. Oof. Drew them in, then slipped through. It was like nothing. And Howell getting that goal, that moment alone, she couldn't believe it. She was ecstatic. Like you said, that look, she's like, where's everybody else? She took it by herself. I'm so happy for her. I felt like it was coming though.
Mhm. The center backs for Utah, their game plan was to just sit right on a stair. And then once
Mm-hmm.
Howell broke through, one of them should have went to Howell, but they were still stuck on stuck on a stair, and stair kept
Yeah.
just dragging them a little bit further to the far post, a little more to the far post, and Howell had that little lane. Amazing for her. It was crazy because when you heard it on the broadcast, you're like, "That's her first goal.
I
That
know. I was like,
doesn't
I
sound right."
for a second I thought it was her first goal with Gotham, but
Yeah,
then I they said it again. I was like, oh, her first like NWSL goal. Crazy.
yeah. But then again, if you see her shooting for the past half a season, maybe it's not so surprising. 'Cause she's always high or wide, leaning back. Yeah. But so anyway, Gotham basically just dominates Utah from here on out. And Astaire, being Astaire, pulls one of the defenders to the right, waits. Her first move away from the defender was really slick. She waits for two defenders to come by, just pushes through them. They take her down. The easiest penalty in the world. And
Mm-hmm.
then, I mean, that, my friends, is how you take a penalty.
Yes.
And I knew Astaire had that in her, but wow, that is how you take a penalty.
Powerful.
Yeah.
She didn't even think about it. She looks so confident in like while taking that penalty. I feel bad for Mandy because Mandy was with Gotham and she did not want to lose against Gotham because that was her former team, but I'm
Mhm.
sorry. You cannot go against Esther. She's NWCL champion and World Cup champion.
Yeah. Power, conviction, pace, put it against the
Mhm.
post. There's no keeper in the world is saving that one. Incredible. So that's it, Ruby, right? We just pack it in and that's the rest of the game. And just Gotham just has to just be cool and just see this one out.
And then chaos.
Chaos. Playing out of the back, very lazy out of the back. Uh, Carter gets turned over, pulls a player down. Mandy is in range, but I will say this. I think it was a fair call after last week. Like, I don't, again, we don't talk about the refs often, but like in this game, I don't know this ref's name, and that's probably a good thing because that's the way it should be, right? Just be the ref. I don't have like a reputation like our last ref. So I think the ref did a good job. I think it was a right call to make.
Hmm.
It was silly because you don't make that challenge. Let her go. Obviously, Burger's out of goal, but whatever. So it's 3-1. Like Utah is not coming back from
Yeah.
from in this game. Just let her go. It was silly to take a red card in that position. Just ridiculous.
Yeah, it was. And it was at the 86th minute. So it was about to be over,
Hmm.
plus the additional time they were going to add. But still, I'm with you. That should have been like done and over. You're up 3-0. you had the control, you controlled the tempo, just managed the last few minutes, walk away with the 3 points.
Hmm.
But the red card, it was just unnecessary for Carter. And at first I was like, okay, yellow. Yeah, it's a yellow. But then when you saw the VAR in the replay, you're like, okay, yeah, that was clearly like if she didn't bring her down, if Carter didn't bring Utah's player down, that was most likely 99% chance that was going to be a goal. But yeah,
Yeah.
it was a silly red card for her. Like you said, a 3-1, they still would have gotten the 3 points. It was just tough. Uh, Again, she was initially given that yellow card, but after that review, she gets the red. And now with the suspensions coming, Gotham's depth is really going to be tested. I'm going to be like really watching, and I'm going to be really curious to see what's going to happen for the next starting 11, what's going to happen with Neely Martin. If she slides back into the center back, who's going to take over for Howell in that role? Looks like we're about to learn a lot from the bench, the Gotham bench.
Yeah, it puts Gotham in a really bad position. We're already down in defenders. We saw what happened last game. Martin's probably back in center back next week, and yeah, then it's a cascading effect because we didn't lose just one player. Howell, after having a phenomenal match, just a phenomenal match, Howell was amazing in this match. She makes a silly tackle into stoppage time from behind, steps on the player's foot. Just, I mean, and she already was on a yellow, so it was possibly a red card challenge, even if she wasn't on the yellow. It was just heat of the moment,
Yeah.
frustrating.
Yeah, like I feel sometimes she goes in a little too hard. So maybe she needs to like calm down a little. I
Yeah.
mean, I love her intensity, but you also have to measure your intensity while going to the ball. Make sure you actually going for the ball and not for the player.
Hmm. Yes, and as you said, with Martin going back probably to center back next game, who fills in the midfield? Because we're gonna have Taryn Torres as our only midfielder, so
Yeah.
that would be interesting. Maybe it's time to bring out let Sophia cook, and maybe see
Yeah.
Hasbo. We'll see. But yeah, and then interesting enough, for the first time since she's been on Gotham, Berger comes out of the game, which is very interesting and concerning.
Yeah.
Campbell comes into the match, her first match as a pro, and she gets the clean sheet. She makes two saves. Both are good saves. The first one was hilarious. Hilarious. The shot from like 35 yards out. Campbell catches it, and Sonnet starts yelling at her to go down after catching it. And she takes two steps forward and then realizes Sonnet's yelling at her, then just goes
She goes
down.
down. Yeah, I saw that.
It was so delayed, like she could have probably got a card for that, but I was just
Yes.
dying laughing. That just she's got to learn how to time waste. I think she said that in the post game too. She's like, Sonnet's trying to teach me how to time waste. But a good save on the second one, near post. Excellent. What you
Hmm.
can tell from Ryan right away is that she's an excellent athlete, and she's got range, and she's a little bit crazy. So and that works in her favor. You don't always have to be like Anne and stoic
Yeah.
and calm and relaxed. But yeah, it's a completely different goalkeeper than Anne. But I think she's got a bright future, and it's good to see her get a minute or two, even if it's for one game, hopefully.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, any player notes before we wrap this game up?
Yeah, absolutely. So Esther Gonzalez, like always, has absolutely like she's been absolutely lethal, especially in this match. She netted 2 goals, including the opening score at the 9th minute, and just calmly converting in the second half with a penalty. Amazing, making her fourth brace of the season. That's impressive. Her brace also brought her UNWSL leading tally to 9 goals, reinforcing her status as Gotham's primary attacking threat.
Speaking of that, she's the only player on Gotham with more than one goal. So,
no.
Let's bubble wrap her as much as possible because we're in trouble.
If we,
There's
yes,
not.
we'll be in trouble if we lose this there. Like,
Yeah. So anyway, just a takeaway, I think this is definitely a step in the right direction. Obviously, Utah's not a very good team, but I want more service in wide areas. And if Renina's the one who gets us there, hey man, let's get Renina some more minutes.
yeah,
Let her roll out there.
yeah.
Yeah. Any stats for this game?
Yes, my stat of this game is Gotham with an expected goal of 1.65 compared to Utah's 0.58. Meaning Gotham, yeah,
Yeah.
meaning Gotham created nearly three times the quality chances.
It's hard to score when you're nowhere near the opponent's goal.
Yeah.
And Gotham had as many shots as Utah had touches inside Gotham's box. Gotham had 5 shots inside Utah's 18, and Utah had 5 touches inside Gotham's 18 all match. Now, they obviously have Sentinor who can score from, half the field,
Yeah.
but that's good to keep them out of the 18. Always good. Now, some stats from the Gotham email that I found were interesting is, as you mentioned, Gonzalez matched her fourth brace of 2025, tying the league's single season record, and it's still half a season to go. It's held by 5 other players, and it marked the 7th regular season brace of her career, tying Sam Kerr for third most in league history. And she's only been here a little while. So when she scores, she's like lightning strikes twice. And the other stat is Gotham has now gone unbeaten in 40 NWSL matches, regular season and playoffs combined when scoring first.
Wow.
A streak that dates back to a 4-2 loss to the Houston Dash on July 31st, 2022. A game so tragic, I don't remember it.
Do we really want to remember?
Midge Purse. Okay, who else did Gotham have at that time? Oh gosh, Taylor Smith, Paige Monahan.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, obviously Sheehan was on the team. Oh gosh, Mewis and Zerboni.
Yeah. Mandy has been with the team.
Was it Dorsey and Didasco? I think it was Dorsey and Didasco.
Yes. Yes.
Wow. Okay, Krieger and Freeman. And Harris. I think it was Harris in goal for that one.
Harris.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. I think was it that game? I don't know. We had so many moments with
Yeah.
Harris. It was a terrible season for Gotham.
That was a forgettable season. So, yeah, wow. How much times have changed since that
Yeah.
roster? Indeed. So, hero of the match, we're having fun with these polls, and the polls were. So, I was gonna put Howell in her goal, and I would have voted for her. I thought this. Esther scored 2 goals, but this was Howell's match. However, she didn't end on a very good note. So it was Esther's brace, Howell in her 2 yellows, and winning, but at what cost? And 43% said winning, but at what cost? And I say that is correct.
43% with that one. Crazy.
I think that's the right one too.
I know. But, I'm going to go with the 36% stairs brace. Why not?
Yeah. After we just went to the roster, what we're gonna have next week, it's not gonna be pretty. So
Yeah.
hopefully we need to win against Bay. We'll get to that, but definitely need to win against Bay. So standings real quickly. Again, I remark on this every week, but it's funny to me. So Racing Louisville is in 7th place, and they're the only team above the line with a negative goal differential, and it's -5. So how do they pull that off? It's like when they win by 1 goal, and then when they lose by like 4 or 5.
That's crazy. Hey,
So-
I guess good on them. I don't know.
But every other team above the line is a plus goal differential, and
Yeah.
everyone below the line, negative goal differential. So let's, this weekend's games, game of the week is San Diego Wave and Washington Spirit. I think that's going to be a fun game this weekend. KC and
yeah.
Angel City is going to be a fun game as well. But I think Gotham and Bay FC is a sneaky good game. And before we get to the next week's game, Ruby, let's talk about some rule changes. I'm going to make you the judge. You're going to tell me either yay or nay, or you can lament on it if you want to. So the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 has announced some rule changes, and I want to read them to you, and you tell me if you think the NWSL should adopt these rules or not.
Okay.
So first one is goalkeeper time limit. Now, goalkeepers generally get 6 seconds to hold on to the ball before getting rid of the ball. Nobody pays attention to this rule. It's really out of hand at this point.
Yeah.
However, goalkeepers were now going to give 8 seconds. If they exceed the limit, a corner kick will be awarded to the opposing team. This is a stricter enforcement of the 6 second rule. The only interesting thing about this thing is that the referees have to give a 5 second countdown. Like, have to signal a 5 second
Oh,
countdown.
okay.
So, yay, nay.
Um, I want to say like yay, but at the same time nay, because again, how many times have we seen like the goalies like holding ball more than 6 seconds and nothing ever happens? So like, is this rule really gonna be like enforced? Probably not. So I say just keep it as is.
Cough, Anna Morehouse. Cough. Oh,
Oh,
man. She holds onto the ball for like 15 seconds and no one says anything.
yeah,
I like it. I like the rule. I think it's annoying for the refs to have to like sit there and
yeah.
like give the signal every
Signal.
time. But I do like punishing goalkeepers for holding on to the ball way too long.
Yeah,
So a corner, that's interesting. We'll see what the
yeah.
fans think about that. Now, only team captains will be allowed to communicate with the referees during matches. Non-captain players who violate this rule will receive a yellow card, promoting respectful interaction with their officials.
I do agree with this one. Sometimes it's really, really stressing to be a ref and having like three, four players talking to you at the same time. Like you hear one thing, you hear another thing, you don't know what to do. So I do agree that only captains are allowed to go and talk to the ref and like make their case or whatever. Yeah, I agree with this one.
It's funny, like I think like some teams use like their goalkeeper as captain. And I think that's pretty funny, like that the ref can only talk to the goalkeeper. So no matter where they are on the field, they can like have to go all the way and meet him halfway or something to
Yeah.
talk to him. So I think that's probably gonna end the goalkeeper captain thing. But I like this just because, as you said, like just surrounding the referee every time there's a call is ridiculous, and random players just getting up in their face is just ridiculous.
Hmm.
So I think for now, I think yeah, that's a good thing to do. All right. AI powered offside technology. Basically, it's going to be AI is going to be watching offsides,
Yeah.
and it will be around 10 centimeters or 4 inches is the threshold for AI kicks in
Yeah.
and automatically signals offside.
Hmm. I don't know. I thought we already had like AI stuff doing this,
There's
but
video review, but I guess it's just like this. It's signaled.
yeah.
So I guess instead of the ref holding the flag up, there's like maybe
Yeah.
like a beep or
Yeah.
something goes in the ref's ear that says it's offsides.
Yeah. I mean, technology and the game is going towards that direction where technology is going to be used within the games. For example, for the NWSL, we barely got the VAR in 2023. So I'm not sure if the NWSL is going to get this, but if they ever do, like, hey, yeah, it would be fair, especially with a lot of calls that don't get called.
Yeah, if we're gonna ask refs to act like robots, then let's bring in the robots.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's that. Uh, only other interesting thing is VAR footage is going to be for the fans. So when the refs go to the VAR, it's going to be shown on the big screen. You can't hear what they're talking about, but you could
Hmm.
see what they see. What do you think?
I mean, I didn't think that was done, but hey, I think it brings transparency to the game if it's shown on the big screen and the fans can see it too.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I'm either way. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then the last one is digital substitution requests. They can, unlike I guess an iPad or whatever, they can signal
Yeah.
the substitute instead of writing it or yelling it over or whatever.
Oh
Just
yeah.
streamlines it. So I'm good with that.
Yeah, that's good. Instead of coming with their little paper to
Hmm.
to get subbed in. Yeah. Yeah, I agree with this one. Just do it digital now.
Yeah, let's jump over to the mid-season award show discussion. This is fun because every year we've been changing the young player rookie because Gotham had one rookie, they had two rookies, or They have no rookies at all. So we changed it to young player, U23. Then I think it was like the last time we did was like U24 or something because just running out of the young players. But this year we do have some rookies, and so let's discuss the categories and tell me if you have any thoughts on these guys. So obviously, I think the best rookie is between two players. And I think this is going to be a fun poll. I'm curious to see what the fans think. Is
Yeah.
it Real or is it Chupansky? Is there anyone else you would add to that, or is that good?
No, that's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, these two players have been incredible this year. It's a little hard for me to choose one or the other because they play different positions for the team. So
Yeah.
they are really good in their own position on the field. But if I really had to choose, I would go
Don't
with Real.
don't give it away. Don't give it away.
Oh, delete that.
All right. So best defender. I just ran with the defense: Sonnet, Freeman, Carter, Real.
Yeah, that looks good. I mean, these four players have been really solid for Gotham. They we have Freeman and Sonnet bringing that veteran experience to the team, and then Carter and Real have been amazing with Gotham. So yeah, I can't wait to the awards to
Yeah.
see who wins.
Midfielder. This one's interesting. Do you consider Shapansky a midfielder, or do you consider her attacker?
Mm, well,
She's listed as
sometimes
midfielder.
yeah, I think she's more of a midfielder. Yeah,
Hmm.
she plays more midfield.
Attacking midfielder. So that puts Martin, Howell, Torres, and Chupansky. That's an interesting bunch.
Yeah, interesting. We haven't really seen Martin play a lot this season, I feel.
Mhm.
But hopefully she gets more minutes and she gets a start next week.
Now, this one is silly because it's. I think defender is going to be pretty easy. Attacker is going to be pretty easy. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's a stare. But do you add anybody besides Jason and Gabby?
No, I mean those have
Yeah,
been the main three this year.
yeah. And then we always do a game changer. Now, this has been more interesting in other seasons because there's a lot more substitutions and changes this season, and players are
Mm-hmm.
getting minutes and getting chances to start because players are injured or whatever. So our game changer is generally a player who doesn't always start but makes an impact on the game
Yeah.
when they're there. And I got Torres, Bernina. Anybody else?
Mhm. Game changers. Who can we add there? I feel I feel those are the only two, but if
Right.
I think of anything else, I'll let you know.
Yeah, and then MVP. This one I definitely want to need your help on. So we have Esther, we have
Ooh.
Sonnet, we have Howell and Berger. Anybody we should be taking off, put on?
No. This is a good
That's
list,
good.
yeah.
Okay, sounds good to me.
Oh, maybe add a real.
Wheel over Howell. Ooh, it's tough, right? And then
Yeah.
there's only 4 spots.
Oh no. Okay,
Burger.
just
Ooh, I shudder to think where we'd be without Burger.
no, just leave it as is.
Yeah, we might have to like ask the fans what they think. Go from there. Next opponent, last game before the break. It's crazy that we're here. This season was gone too fast. And Gotham just snapped a 3-game losing streak in a convincing 3-0 win over the Utah Royals. Obviously, it was a much needed result and put them back in playoff position, but can they carry that momentum, proving that Utah wasn't a fluke? Can
Mm-hmm.
they build consistency, start climbing up the table? It is crazy. When you're looking back at the standings, there are, pull this up, 4 teams at 15 points with Gotham.
Yes.
However, Gotham has a +6 goal differential on the least of them. So they're in a pretty good spot. So if they win, they climb. And the team above them has Racing Louisville at 17. So they could leap Racing if they lose.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Bay is an interesting team because they have been all over the place this season. They've had some controversy in the back end, and then they just played Orlando, and they had 20 shots against Orlando, which is hard to do. They had a
Yeah.
plethora of scoring chances, but just couldn't find the back of the net. They're obviously Kudananji always causes problems, and she causes problem for Gotham. She's always a player you have to watch out for. And Penelope Hocking is in good form as well. She's been scoring, but can they get up the field? Can Gotham pin them in? We'll see what happens. What are your thoughts, Ruby?
Yeah, definitely we'll see what happens. Especially having two players down, which is Howell and Carter out of this match. Again, like I said earlier, this is really going to test Gotham, and we're really going to see what they're all about and see if they can actually win against Bay FC. Like you said, Bay FC is a great team, so we've been having a little bit of trouble with our defense, and 20 shots for a team, that's a lot. Hopefully, Gotham will be able to navigate through that, and Stair will come up again and start scoring for us. But again, Stair also needs some help. So hopefully, and I know that all these defenders are going to be all over Stair again. So we need people to start stepping up to the plate and start contributing to the team. It's going to be hard because some of these players have not played together in a match. So again, this is really going to test Gotham. And like you said, we're going to see if this was not just a fluke against the Utah Royals.
I'm watching the midfield with you, Ruby. Now that we're down probably Martin and Howell, it's going to be interesting because Bay's strength is their midfield, and they create most of their scoring chances coming out of the midfield. So Gotham has to be able to dominate the middle of the park. And if those two aren't there, who's going to step in and step up? Who knows? I'm hoping that Gotham continues to play like they did against Utah, spread the field, pull those teams apart, a lot of wide plays, some more wide crosses, and I want to test this keeper. It's a young keeper, and so I would trust them from outside the box. Take any shots you want.
Yeah. I would like to see Hasbo in this game. Hopefully she's ready.
Yeah, that would be just a good way to test her. Maybe maybe Rose will get a start this time. So
Yes.
we'll see. We'll see what happens. Rose on the field, I feel a lot better about this about
Yeah.
this situation. So good vibes going into the break. That is my manifestation. What's yours, Ruby?
For me would be for Midge to be back soon.
No doubt. More
Yeah.
likely, not until after the break, but they have not mentioned or updated us yet on what's going on with her. So
Yeah.
who knows? Any random thoughts before we head out?
Just one random thought, and I'm really proud of myself. I'm getting better at pickleball.
Okay.
Yeah, I've been playing once a week for the past like 2.5 months, and maybe I'm ready to like start playing a little more. The only thing is that it's been a little like um, a little much on my knee because I hurt my knee playing soccer when I was younger. So now, yeah, so when I play now, like my knee the next day is kind of like, oh, it feels a little tight. So whatever. But yeah, I try not to push it. But yeah, for now, just once a week. But I'm really happy that I'm really getting better at pickleball.
I'm gonna have to try it.
Yes, you have to. It's really fun after like you get it, like you learn it and you get into it. It's really fun.
Let's jump to the break. Let's go. Let's go see all the game. Let's go.
Let's go.